Welcome to the Uncultured Host Podcast.
Welcome back to the Uncultured Roots Podcast.
Thank you.
We back.
Thank you. Now why I can't hear me like that?
Yeah, we back.
It's your boy 17.
Oh, you switching it up?
Welcome
2.0, right?
Welcome back.
2.0,
Welcome back.
It's your main man, HM Hersham Bawu. What up?
And it's your man, G Fly. What up, though, my babies? Turn me up a little bit, Harsh.
Yeah, we've been off for
Sound
a
kinda
few
low.
weeks. We've been off,
Yeah, there we go.
you know.
There we go.
There we go. We in the middle of still fine tuning the show. That's how much a break it's been, you know.
Working the rust off.
Yeah, you know. So
Yeah, and taking a bath in CLR.
so just a forewarning. Women, don't be too critical of us. We have quite a few topics today, and it's going to seem like we're criticizing you, but we're really not. It's
Well-
constructive.
Well, if you know it's not about you, then no.
Yeah, if it don't apply, let it fly. So, you know, we're not misogynistic completely.
I don't think we are. I don't think so. You know what I mean?
All right, man. So we're gonna start this first one off because I know you guys heard in the news. You know, Brittany Griner is trapped in Russia because of allegedly she had some what did they say? She had some weed on her or something.
Cannabis oil.
Cannabis oil. Okay,
Man, the oil.
they getting her for the oil.
She ain't even had no tree on her for real.
No.
Jesus Christ.
They play by different rules over there.
I see clearly.
That's why it's so uptight. They need some. Need some tree.
I'm gonna leave that one alone. So the Biden administration is trying to broker some kind of deal with the Russian government to try to swap prisoners, try to get her back here. Her and I forgot it was another American that they were trying to get back here. Ooh, excuse me.
Bless you.
God bless you.
So they're trying to hash that out. They sent over an offer. As far as I know at this time, Russia sent over a counter offer, and they're going to go from there and try to get her back home as soon as possible. So prayers up for Brittany Griner.
Definitely.
Definitely get her back home. And, make that happen. So,
What?
oh, nothing. Trying to knock the rust off. So anyway.
He like, was somebody supposed to say something at this point? I feel like somebody should have said.
So this brings us to the following question. I've seen this meme on Facebook. I don't know if it was really a meme. Yeah, it was. But it was basically, it was talking about like why the WNBA is failing. And they was basically saying it's not because of misogyny. It's because of the lack of women's participation. So since there's not a woman here.
What standards are they failing by?
Well, they're saying
Is that
because
compared to
revenue.
the past revenue, or-
Revenue, and why the players aren't getting paid as much as regular NBA players are, because the word is if they were making what the NBA players were making, Brittany Griner would have never had to go to Russia to play for money, and therefore she would be a more valued asset. And so people feel like if it was LeBron, they would have got LeBron over out of Russia. But LeBron would have been over in Russia because he doesn't need to play over there.
Or if it was LeBron, Russia really would have, you know what I'm saying, dug their feet in the sand. Like, we ain't never let this motherfucker.
Exactly.
Oh, we want a lot of shit.
Exactly.
Oh, LeBron James.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Send over an arms dealer and a couple more million.
So
it could go both ways. That's
right.
all I'm saying.
So what do you guys think? Do you think that meme has any validity? Any? I mean, because I can honestly say I don't watch the WNBA. I don't. And
I don't really watch it like that. I've been to a couple championship games when the Sparks won, Detroit Sparks.
okay.
But
I think it's kind of.
no, you go ahead. You got it.
I think it's kind of complex because women don't generally watch sports like that.
That's
you know
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying.
So they wouldn't, peak the, the ratings and stuff like that. So,
but the only pushback to that, I don't mean to cut you off, but the only pushback would be because women go to a lot of NBA games, men's NBA games.
But they don't just watch it on TV.
So you're saying they're going with their boyfriends and husbands?
Go out. They enjoy the environment. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some women that really like basketball and watch it and stuff. But
Absolutely.
I think as a whole, you know what I'm saying, as a majority.
But one would also say, the pushback to the pushback would be, oh well, you guys are complaining about not having representation, and then when you get representation, you're not supporting the representation. You see what I'm saying? Because women want equality, and here they are. They offered up a league, and women can play basketball. You can do the same thing men can do, and
right.
But your league isn't as successful, and some would say it's because of marketing and because of the season being shortened, like the way it is.
Well, as far as the season being shortened, I could see. I mean, it's also a business.
Yeah.
So I could see them not having a full scale season like the NBA because they putting in money into it and they trying not to take a loss and they want to try to keep this thing going for women.
It's still a business.
So what they probably thinking is, well, we gonna have this type of season, we gonna put money into it and see where it go from here. But the NBA been around for a long time.
Yeah. So do you think for business purposes they wouldn't necessarily want the two leagues colliding and competing against each other night for night?
No, I don't think they even could compete. Yeah. They wouldn't even could compete with each other. One is one and the other one's the other. So there's no need to compete it.
Well, see, some people could find fault in that statement by simply saying, "Oh, so the women can't compete with men." You know which type of people I'm talking about.
But
you know which
why?
types of
Why is
women.
everything got to be about competing though?
Why can't be
that's my
women's
question.
Basketball league.
That's my question to the people who would say that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's like, why has it got to be a competition? And then in that, like we talked about this before with sports. Like, if you thinking like that, then why ain't they playing in the NBA and drafting into the NBA?
Well, I mean, that's a slippery slope because the transgendered community would like to have a say-so in that. But,
Listen, man. They got, they made it so they could have their own thing, and they did that. And then, men got their own thing also. There's nothing wrong with, one being here, one being there. What's the problem with that? NBA, like I said, it's been around a while. So, they've been had an audience grown.
Yeah, they had to build it. Yeah, they had to build it up over the years.
You can also look at the WNBA and say there's potential for growth here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you just keep trying to figure out ways to grow it.
I think that's one thing Kobe was about to start trying to focus on, like bringing a lot
with his daughter.
I think he would have did a good job too.
I do.
They need to talk to Ice Cube.
Ice Cube, oh yeah,
because Ice Cube is
going.
they growing that very well. So that's who they need to talk to. They need to talk to somebody like that. That could probably help them get it together.
You look like you want to say something else.
He don't like Cube. That's right. But
no, it's not that I don't like Cube. I just don't like him in a political sense. It's not that I don't like him as a rapper or an actor. It ain't that. It's just I don't like when people try to get involved politically and then don't follow through with what they're talking about. That's my whole thing. And I'm not finna get into it because we ain't got into it before. I ain't finna go down and open up that bag of worms. I already said my piece on that. So I ain't got nothing against them on the other aspect, just politically. So, okay. So we say you getting back to the point you said about why does everything have to be a competition? About why they couldn't go bounce back and forth like tonight. One league versus another. To be honest, it's kind of implied. It's sports. It's competition.
No. Yeah, it's competition within
their gender.
within their specific organization. Like, what NBA? Like, is it really going to help them that have their schedule next to the NBA's?
Well, I don't think so. I agree. I don't think that it would either, personally. But I think that
they kind of got their own thing, and that's a good thing.
They do, but
they don't got to fight.
Yeah,
for market space.
They do, but in a sense, it's not really fair to the women because their season isn't quite as long. Yeah. So they don't really get a chance to really showcase their talent per se.
Well, then they just
over a longer stretch of time. But I think if the league were to actually grow and become more profitable, I think the schedule could be expanded.
They could expand it to the same.
But to be fair,
and that's why I say that is probably short for business purposes.
I think so.
With the funding of the organization,
I believe so. But that goes back to the general statement about
because was the NBA at one time a shorter season than it is now?
Yeah.
So
because
it's grow.
I have to go do some research on that, but I know when they didn't have quite as many teams.
Yeah.
They didn't have as many teams. Then they merged with the ABA in the 70s, and then that's how
they couldn't have been playing 82 games with less. Less.
I don't know if it was 56 but I know when they didn't have the original NBA didn't have that many teams, and then the American Basketball Association formed its own league, and that's where some of those other teams come from, like the Nets, I believe, was in the ABA, and I'm drawing a blank on my NBA/ABA history, but either way, when they merged in the 70s, late 60s, early 70s, when they merged and became what we know now was just the NBA, right? Then rules changes and all of that came about. So I'm pretty sure that's part of where the 82 game schedule came from, and then the playoff extensions and everything else. So not to make the show about sports, but I'm just looking at it from the aspect of the WNBA of, we kind of gotta lay it down at the women's feet. It's like, well, y'all are kind of the reason why the WNBA isn't what it is, because men support the NBA. But like you said before, women's thing isn't so much sports. And see, but that's what I'm trying to get at about, you complain about representation. But
you know what? I can't put this blame just on women. It's okay. So what NBA marketed to, they understand everybody likes the sport. Mm-hmm. Is the WNBA marketing it just to women? Or is they marketed to this is a family sport event?
That everybody can watch.
Honestly, I don't think it would make a difference. I know why you say that though. I can see why you say that. Yeah, I don't think it would make a difference if they were marketing it as a family or just to women.
I think
because you know how dudes is, man. You know how men are. That's why.
But I think people look at it. Not to say that the WNBA ain't good. Like I said, I've been through the championship game. I had a good time watching them play. Just don't I think they got to figure out how to make the game more exciting, because the NBA is just more exciting with a lot of testosterone. And
I think what they have to do, I think the WNBA has the same problem that baseball has right now. They both have a hard time marketing their stars, because one of the big reasons why the NBA blew up as big as it was, and I can't stand it, but they pumped Michael Jordan up and made him to be this big superstar.
They want to be like Mike.
And don't get me wrong, they had stars in the past like Magic and the Bird and damn, I'm drawing a blank.
So I wouldn't say that the NBA pumped them up to be that. I think the NBA seen that the people choose their heroes, and then they put their marketing behind the hero.
Nah, I think they pumped him up. Because I mean, I get what you're saying. I think
But
marketing has something to do
I got
with
a
it.
reason why I think that.
Okay.
Because after seeing the heroes of the past before Jordan, they kind of seen that, you know, in sports people just had a favorite. I think these probably even go way back to like Roman days with gladiators and stuff. People just had a favorite gladiator or whatever. So, you know, when they had, like, let's say Magic and Bird, you know, Magic is coming with a different style of play. So is Bird, and people get behind it and it's like, wow, this is my favorite player. This guy is incredible. And so that made the NBA say, let's put the dollars behind this dude. Let's put dollars behind them. They the face of these teams and coincidentally the face of the organization.
So you saying the NBA is just
they
their
learned
dollars was following what the people was already leaning towards.
Yeah, they seen what the people was liking it, in my opinion, and they chose to use their marketing to corral around that. Like, okay, then they started to bring in the college basketball teams. So people was seeing the come up.
Yeah.
And it's like, he's the one to watch. See, they was already putting a stamp on Jordan when he was down in North Carolina. Yeah. They were like, he's the one.
Yeah, but see, I get that. And that's why I feel like it contributes to the pumping up of something. You still have to have the talent because they can't pump up somebody that is not going to deliver. That was probably one of the fears that they had when they were pumping up LeBron so much in 2003 when he was drafted. Yeah, like all the hype was around LeBron. And so the downside is when you pump up these people, when you market them, like you say, and you give them you put them dollars behind them, and like you say, this is the one, this is the person to watch, this is that. Okay, so if you are a fan of the sport but you're not watching this particular player, but now you're being told, preached to who is going to be
you hearing
the guy.
You might not have been watching them, but you're hearing about them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But
they
put
the marketing dollars behind them, do on performance.
I get that
from the. But
to me, that's not organic. I know what you're saying. It's organic from the standpoint of they see where the trend is going, and so all they're going to do is amplify what the trend already is.
So it's organic. They just jumped on the train and blew it up even more.
It may start off as organic, but they make it artificial when they start blasting it on all the news radio, whether it's radio or news or sports channels. They start making it artificial at that point, in my perspective. Mm-hmm. Because if it was truly organic, then you would see this guy who they're marketing to be the star. Yeah. This nigga just coming to your town and beating the shit out of your team every night. That's the exposure. That's when everybody gonna start to see it.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, nowadays it's not just the NBA. Like you got all the sponsorship. You got Nike. You got, you know what I'm saying, all these other.
But that contributes to what I'm saying about the pumping up of somebody.
Well, I think that comes after the fact. Yeah. Because, you know, the companies is not just putting money on anything. They're putting on things that have proven track record.
Yeah. That's why I say they got to have some talent. They can't just, you know.
That's what I mean by the NBA. They seen something organic with a proven track record. Yeah. So they decided to get behind Michael and say, yo, he's the one. But then Michael proved why he's the one.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. You got to go out there and actually live up to the expectations of what they're saying. And now that's what they're doing now with Luka Doncic. That's what they're doing now in Dallas. I'm seeing the media pump him up and puff him up to be the next person after LeBron leave and when he retire and everything. And I'm just like,
they're getting ready because they're like, well, we got to keep somebody in that spot. And everybody, and it's not a lot of people. It's a lot of people that's revving up to be in that spot.
Yeah.
They want to be there.
I don't see one person like after LeBron era, KD. I don't
see like multiple people like Luka and Giannis, and
they might go to another direction where they might splinter it up.
Yeah. No, well, you got to remember, and I know we supposed to be talking about the WNBA, and we kind of got drifted on the NBA, but under David Stern, this is where the star shit became a thing. When he took over and he became commissioner, this is when it really started getting big.
It went to its height with David Stern.
Right. Yeah. So with Adam Silver, he's the type of guy where, and David Stern was also the type of person that wanted to play to major markets. Mm-hmm. So you got your New Yorks, you got your LAs, you got your Chicago. Those are like big major markets. Detroit is a medium market. It's not a large major market. Right. It's medium. Right. It's not small, but it's a medium market.
Detroit is a special market.
Yeah.
Because it might not be as big as a New York or LA, but in terms of people who love sports here, and they love for the team, and even just the love for the sport period is off the chain. So when Michigan people pick their team, they like when you cannot come. If you are a Buckeye fan, you're not going to win the debate here because ain't nobody going to want to. It's like I don't care what you say about Michigan. I don't care what you say about State. Right.
Yeah, that's the only time I unite with Michigan State, and I cannot stand Michigan State. But when you give me the choice between Michigan State and Ohio State, I'm sorry, I'm going with Michigan State. And I can't stand Michigan State for shit. I'm a Michigan guy, but I am not rocking with Ohio State to save my ass. I just can't.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only time Michigan split up is Michigan and Michigan.
That's what I'm saying.
You ride around here, that's what you're going to see, them flags and bumpers. And
absolutely.
Bumper
so getting back to the WNBA.
So I feel like they used to promote their players a lot more. Like when the Sheryl Swoops and I feel like they used to promote their players a lot more. Nowadays, you don't really hear about.
They might need to take that playbook from the NBA.
Yeah. So, do you think it's a management problem? Whoever's managing or commissioning the because I'm not even familiar with. I'm guilty. I don't pay attention to the WNBA. I don't.
So that might be a failure on the marketing.
Yeah. Okay.
Because if the marketing is there ain't no way you should not be knowing about it. If you put enough dollars, they might not have enough marketing dollars.
Yeah. But I'm still gonna be like, I'm gonna be honest, like
I think they should do like
is it
like during All-Star weekend or something, they should do something where they put men and women together on the same teams.
I think that's a great idea.
I think
they already kind of do that in the celebrity game.
Yeah,
I see Master P was trying to build up a league where they do that.
Yeah.
Men and women on both teams.
Yeah. I think that's a dope idea.
That's a way.
That way you can eliminate that transgender problem.
Right.
Well, they're gonna say, "Oh, you called it a problem."
Well, their issue. It's an issue for them because they trying to figure out if I'm a transgender and I want to play sports, but I can't play it on a higher level.
Right. I think a co-op league would be necessary in this day and age.
It's 5 players, and you had to have the same amount of men and women on each on the floor at the same time or something like that.
That
could work.
Have them on the same team.
Yeah, on the same team.
It depends. Yeah. No, I agree. I think it should be a co-op. I think it should be a co-op between men and women, and I mean, shit, there's some women out here who can. Well, there's a lot of women out here that can ball better than most dudes.
You kidding me?
Shit.
They can shoot. They shoot the lights out.
Let me tell you, I'm 35 years old. I ain't in the best of shape. And I go to court thinking I'm about to fuck around, and I see an actual female hooper. I ain't checking her ass. The fuck? No, you ain't about to bust my ass. The fuck? No. I know what you capable of, and you got it, and I don't. Hey, man, you got it.
I done seen this lady. I don't think she's a professional player, but I think she was playing with her sons and his friends, and boy, she was working them. I was like, Lord, man, like. It ain't like they don't have no women hoopers. They do.
They got the talent. They got the skill. They lacking the athletic.
Yeah, they're not quite as strong as men, but
strong and athletic as men. That's all.
So let's summarize this so we can move on. Is it misogyny or is it marketing?
You're getting better at moving on. Transition.
Is it misogyny? Is it misogyny? Is it marketing? Is it?
I feel like it's more marketing than advertise their players a little better.
In
their league.
That's what I'm on. That's what I'm on. They really just need to market it properly.
Oh no.
And focus in on on some stars. Just take some of the pages out of the NBA book and apply them. Just I mean, it can't hurt to try something. At this time, at this point, you need to try whatever.
Yeah.
Like, focus the lens on, you know what I'm saying? You can't focus on, like, dunking highlights and shit like that.
Yeah, because that's not them.
They can't do that. You mean, some of them can do it, but, not as...
It's not going to look
right.
or feel.
Yeah, I ain't gonna front. It's straight up misogyny. It's straight up misogyny.
I mean, no, I don't think
It's straight up misogyny.
I don't think it's misogyny. I don't think it's misogyny because I think even a woman will say it probably won't be or feel.
No,
it's-
I mean,
it's spectacular.
I'm saying it's misogyny because dudes just straight up don't respect the female skill to be able to dribble the rock, to be able to play the game.
No, I respect that because I just
y'all might. I'm talking in general terms. I'm not saying the dudes in this room.
But they
I
just-
just know how men talk, and I know how men look at the WNBA. I am just as guilty as the rest of those men are, and I'm telling you, from my standpoint, it's misogyny because I am guilty of it my damn self. I can't tell you who's the commissioner of the WNBA. I cannot even tell you any of the WNBA players besides Brittany Griner currently.
A few. Maybe,
So I'm
I
saying,
know some older ones that used to play like Scott Dick.
yeah, you got your super diehard sports fans,
Swing Cash used to be my girl.
super diehard sports fans,
used to play
men.
for Detroit.
They might pay attention to it because it's all about sports. It don't matter who playing it; they just want to see the game.
Right.
But it ain't a lot of them. So I think it is. It's definitely a mixture of the both. But I'm leaning more towards misogyny.
It's definitely gonna be an uphill battle. I mean, ain't this the only, like, what others, like, tennis has, male and
Tennis gets way more.
soccer has male and female pro sports, but like what, football don't,
Well, to be fair, I mean,
baseball don't.
tennis, just like golf.
Football do it, just not the NBA.
Yeah,
NFL, they got like lingerie. Type shit.
I don't want to.
It's not family friendly.
I ain't gonna go that far.
I ain't
I'm
gonna
just
go
saying.
into it,
I'm
'cause
just saying it's there.
All right. So we gonna move along to the next
That's all I'm
topic,
doing.
man. We gonna move along so we can progress the show. So this topic is oh man, I saved it in my podcast folder for and that's what I do when I see things on Facebook. I save it to like, all right, this would be a good topic to talk about, and I saved it. So what was it? Is it and this was a while ago, so you guys, you might like, oh, that's old. I don't give a shit. Okay, we ain't never talked about it. So it was a woman that said her man is her child if they go 50-50 on the bills or anything. If it's a 50-50 relationship,
Bitch, what?
she look at the dude like it's her child. I'm sorry, what did I miss here?
That's her point of view.
Bitch, what?
I mean, seriously,
Ain't nobody your child, bro.
except your child.
Right.
What you talking like? What are we talking about? Okay,
So basically, she's saying she don't really respect him if he.
That's
boom,
it.
boom,
That's it.
boom.
She paying half.
And I'm trying to understand, why is that?
It ain't like she paying 100%.
Right. Now, I understand if you don't respect him, if you paying 100% of everything.
Yeah. And he ain't doing nothing, like,
He's just eating nachos, playing a
Right.
game all damn day,
Right.
and dicking you down. You know,
That's the only part she respecting.
she don't respect you as a person. She respect a part of your anatomy.
But I don't know. Truthfully, he probably if you doing like that, he probably even not even handling that part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't doubt it. I just think that's just a crazy thing to say, and sometimes I think people be saying things just to get like attention to go viral.
Yeah,
Because
that's half of every
to
reaction.
me, that don't make sense. Like you
I got a valid question for her though. Mm-hmm. So why are you still in this situation? Why are you complaining about it?
there you go.
But she not in a situation, right? She's saying if he did, right?
Well, I don't know what she is now. But she, from what I've seen, she was just making a comment, making a statement, like, like 50-50.
But
like,
my thing is, why are we even talking about that? If I'm talking to her and she's telling me, I'm like, why is we talking about that? Because you ain't dealing with nobody that you got to treat like a son.
well,
Why would you deal with somebody like that?
well, the reason it would be brought up for a discussion because women are built upon security. They want to know if they can be taken care of, or they want to know what the situation's going to be before they become involved, which is commendable. You should want to know what you're stepping into. But
It's true.
if it's 50-50, I don't see what the problem is. As long as he's upholding and he or she, as long as the opposite person is upholding their end of the bargain.
They doing the damn fool out here, man.
That's what I'm saying.
They doing the damn fool, man. Calm the fuck down, y'all. Calm down, man. Y'all is tripping out here. It's either that or y'all trying to get clickbait.
That's it.
Because this shit is not hard. It's very easy. It's like you choose and you sit down and choose what you want to do it with who you
how
with.
your household is gonna be set up. If it works, it works.
Exactly.
If it don't work, then y'all go find somebody that fits the.
It's all about configuration.
Yeah.
So if you sit down with somebody and they talking about 50-50 and you know that ain't your thing, then you not gonna do it.
Right.
Straight up. And you ain't got to disrespect somebody.
Right.
Like and as a man, you ain't gonna be letting somebody sitting there thinking that they go, you my child, bitch. What is you saying?
Yeah.
You can go now.
All right, go pay $100.
Don't do bad all by your damn
Right,
self.
exactly.
Right. I mean, you could take it. Right. I mean, I'm doing 50 and you doing 50. You could take the whole. I could give you the rest of this 50, and you can go on.
Shit. Oh man. I just don't understand it because you got some women out here who's single and lonely and who've been wanting a dude. Shit, they wish they could go 50-50 with somebody, you know? And I don't know. That's why I say I think people, like you said, I think they're doing it for clout. And
they're
you
delusional.
can't, honestly, that too. I think they're more delusional than anything.
A lot of people are not making that type of money. I told I was talking to my sister on Facebook the other day, and they was talking about Cash Doll. Telling people that they should stop dating people for money, and she was telling me they was eating her up in the comments. That they were like, "Oh, you told your whole fan base chase niggas with money." Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, she changed her position now.
Well, my thing is, why y'all believing everything these motherfuckers saying in these
They say in
raps?
their raps.
She is not a life coach. She's an artist entertaining people in a certain lifestyle.
Right. Well, let's see, but to dig deeper into that, aren't humans emotional people? Don't we go through the motions and have swings, and don't we feel this way about one thing one day and then make, I felt that way yesterday. Why the fuck can't, why is it, okay, so if I say something, that's just supposed to be it in stone, and I'm not supposed to change.
Yeah, they're going to try to hold you to that.
No.
Listen,
Well, no,
she's
I'm
not
saying
obligated. Yeah, I got you. She's not obligated to feel the same way. Right. And I also thought about that too. I said, you know what? She's... You don't know she probably stuck to that because that's what her fan base has always been about. So she stuck about it, but that don't mean she done changed that personally. She probably learned some things going forward in life and understood that, this wasn't the way.
Yeah.
So now she doubling back and tell y'all, look, I've been down that way. That's not the way to go.
Because what she's exhibiting is growth.
Exactly.
Experience.
And that's why I say y'all need to stop tripping. Y'all delusional. Because a lot of people do not make $100,000. If that wasn't a problem, then we wouldn't be tripping about no recession.
Right.
I know damn well I don't make no 100,000 a year.
A lot of us don't.
Shit.
A lot of us don't, man, including them.
Yeah.
If you really want to think about it, let's just take it off of the black community. Let's go across the board: black, white, Asian, Hispanic. A lot of people do not make 100,000.
It's true.
So, I mean, y'all, you can sit there and be talking about, 50-50. Well, most of y'all motherfuckers need to do 50-50 to survive.
Well, as greedy as these corporations are, and I'm not going to get on a tirade about that because I could do that shit for 3 hours. But as greedy as these corporations and companies are, you really think they handing out hundreds of $1,000s to a lot of employees? No. They handing you niggas pennies so they can maintain their profits. Grow their profits. It's about more money for them, less money for you, more work from you.
We done talked about this off mic.
Yeah.
A company's main goal is to get more production and work out of you for the less buck.
Yes.
Efficiency.
Yes. Yes.
That's why you got to fight their ass to get pay raises and doing all that. And this is why people had to have unions.
Exactly.
Because if the union had to step in and tell these motherfuckers, hey,
and
you're
they
doing too much.
And they try to demonize the unions and try to make it seem like they such a terrible thing. And
corporations.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they making it. They trying to find a medium and not let these motherfuckers cross the line.
No, but see, and that's the sad part is the broke motherfuckers. It's the broke motherfuckers that buy into the bullshit from the corporations, in turn becoming brainwashed. So now they think the unions are the bad guys because they said, "Oh, the unions take their dues." Well, you damn right the unions take their dues because they're fighting on your behalf, so they have to.
You're not gonna do it for free. When you go to court,
for free.
You go into court. You need a lawyer. You're paying that motherfucker.
Exactly. This is capitalism 101. Don't shit get done for free under capitalism. Understand that. Somebody's paying for something somewhere.
Yeah, and you got to think. If you sitting in there and you talking about a union and your boss of the corporation is telling you, well, you know there's going to be more money out your pocket.
And guess what? It's going to be more money out of yours too.
Right, exactly.
That's what it really is.
When you give me
So you know they trying to play. You know what I mean? They trying to play the route with you to try to get you to not do that. I know. Like, I ain't even know.
Well, look. In other words,
Just know I've seen it before.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
When you don't have a union, it becomes harder to negotiate with the company or corporation, whoever the fuck you working for. That's why you need representation. Most unions, and they're supposed to do this, but most unions do this. They're supposed to represent the interest of the worker, and that's what they do. Now, granted, unions, just like any other institution, can become corrupted. But most of these companies are corrupted because only way that they're operating is for the benefit of the shareholders and not for the benefit of the worker. The harder you work, the less you make, and that's the facts. Right. And nobody wants to talk about that, but I'm talking in terms of labor. I'm not saying don't work hard in life, but I'm saying when you're working for one of these companies, the harder you work, the less money you're gonna make. And the ones who I know it's gonna sound fucked up, but the ones who get paid are the ones who complain. The ones who bitch and complain are the loudest ones. Them the ones getting the check. You know why? Because they making the loudest noise. They saying, well, if you motherfuckers ain't gonna pay me this, that, I'm out. And sometimes they let you go, and most times they don't. Most of them like, fuck, what we need his ass, so they gonna pay. But if you don't bitch and complain and you don't scream, guess what? Oh, you know that old saying, the squeaky wheel gets the oil? Mm-hmm. Or hurt dog or hit dog holler?
Hit dog holler.
Shit like that. Yeah. Basically, if you struggling and you struggling silently, they don't know you struggling. They don't give a fuck. Yeah. They're not gonna offer you no raise
at all.
Oh yeah, we gonna keep paying that. Oh, we see inflation is going up, the cost of living going up. We gonna still pay you that same shit, nigga. Figure it out. Because if you don't bitch and complain.
But back to the 50-50.
I know.
Yeah. You could tell we working people.
Yeah.
We ran a little bit.
You can tell. We feel passionate about this shit.
That nigga hit it on the head. He said, "You can tell we working people."
and this is why but this is a clear this conversation that we just had. This is why y'all tripping.
Yeah.
We got all this other stuff we got to deal with, and y'all talking about, oh, come on, man. Most of y'all need to do 50-50.
Exactly. So 50-50 is a necessity to survive in this day and age. And for the people that try to get high and mighty and look down on the people who, you doing 50-50.
It's a whole recession, man.
You do you. Okay. You don't want to do 50-50? Well, you struggle by your damn self then. Because I was offering help, but you don't want this help. This help come with dick.
I mean, but it ain't even help. It's not even help. The truth is, it's not even help. Yeah. We are in a
partnership.
A partnership.
Leveraging the partnership. So everybody wins.
And we are taking each having a responsibility to be able to keep afloat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all about survival at the end of the day.
I'm just saying, like when it comes to like marriages and stuff like that. When it comes to divorce, I ain't got no problem with 50-50.
No problem then.
That's the only time they like, I'm taking
none
50-50.
Hey.
Oh, you good with 50-50 now?
You hit on something with that.
Yeah, because
It works to their benefit at that point.
exactly.
See, and that goes to show a lot of these people, a lot of y'all are females. Y'all are selfish.
That's gonna be a clip.
That's the truth. That's the truth, though. Y'all selfish. Because you want everything about you, and it ain't about you when you get in a relationship. Everything's not about you. Now the thing is, you screaming about have my own money, make my own money. Cool, do that.
Yeah.
But guess what? Guess what, man? Y'all be trying to go for these dudes $100,000, and I'm trying to tell you, it ain't a lot of them out there. So guess what? The best move to do is to get with somebody and build with them. Now, when I say build with them, let me make this perfectly clear.
Yes, sir.
Build with them. What I'm saying is, when y'all can get together, and like if y'all want to say, hey, let's get into real estate. We get our money together and see how we could do real estate.
Yeah.
And you have both of y'all names on the fucking dotted line. I'm not, when I say build up, I'm not saying this nigga get an LLC and you putting this nigga paper together and you ain't, and your name ain't on it and nothing like that. I'm not talking about that. If you do that,
You're an idiot.
that's on you. I'm talking about work together. Your name on the paperwork, right beside his name on the fucking dotted line. Y'all both putting in sweat equity, so y'all can have the full equity.
Sweckity.
Sweckity.
We got a new
That's
word.
a new word.
Yeah.
Sweckity.
I wear that t-shirt.
I wear that too. Sweckity.
Y'all got to put in that sweckity.
You know I be owning my shit.
Now, I would say, like I say, whatever works for your household. Now, if the woman is cooking and cleaning and raising the kids and
Then
doing
nigga,
all
you need
that,
to do your shit.
she shouldn't be paying half.
No, that's why I said, then nigga, you need to
Yeah,
do your
exactly.
shit.
Right.
You know, you can't ask her to do, if she making sure that house is completely 100 and
Right, because that's a job right there.
Man, that's a hell of a job.
That's a lot of work.
Take care of the kids by yourself the whole time.
Bro.
If y'all both managing the house,
let me tell you,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm a man. I wouldn't want to be
doing that all day.
No, I'd rather be the nigga that just go to work and just give up the whole check. Just, you know what? Just take it, because I'm not finna do any of this shit around here.
Well, I mean, with me, well, I don't know, man. I done been custom.
And don't come for me in the fucking comments. None of that shit.
They probably gonna come for me for that selfish line.
Yeah,
which is fine. This is my opinion. See, this is another thing wrong with y'all too. Y'all be mad at people's opinion. That's their opinion. Dude. Y'all be trying to cancel people for opinions. Y'all stupid as fuck. Hey, look, people gonna have opinions as long as this motherfucker breathing. As long as the earth is spinning and the sun is glistening, it's gonna be opinions.
but that taps into a deeper problem, and we ain't gonna go too far on that. But people become less tolerable of people's opinions about shit. It's like
Y'all too emotionally invested. In that point, y'all need to check on y'all emotional stability.
I don't understand why you can't reason, why you can't come with some sense of reason in your mind and understanding that this person isn't gonna feel the same way I feel. It's just like I always equate to like a racist motherfucker. I don't like Jews and niggas, and it's like, but that's how you feel. And you can feel whatever way you want until you start inflicting harm on other folk. Now it become a problem. You know what I'm saying? Because you can talk.
I don't got no problem feeling no way about black people now, but when you start to block people from being able to have a livelihood,
or when you get into a position of power and you use those same views to impose them on other people, that's the problem. Like if you can't leave it at the door. You can hate on me in your spare time, but you can't do that shit legally at work.
You know what? You don't necessarily even got it. I'm telling you, you go to work every day with people who do not subscribe to the same views and lifestyle that you do. The only time it clashes is when you get buddy with people. They think, people tend to sometimes in the workplace like get super cool with you because sometimes they being nosy. Or they just, y'all get to talk about certain things and you get buddy, which, in my opinion, a lot of your coworkers are not your friends.
Oh, all day.
So you just gotta remember why you're there in the first place and do your job. But sometimes they make that mistake of thinking that they friends, and then when they hear these certain views that they do not agree with, they fall out.
And see, that's the thing. Like
You can work with people.
That's what I'm saying.
You work with people who don't believe the same thing.
Yeah.
Y'all just here to do a specific job together, not to swap out ideas and all that type of shit.
But even if it's friends, even if it's friendship type things, there are things the three of us disagree on. Yeah. I mean, you two have more in common, but there's more things that I disagree with both of y'all on more than anything. And that doesn't change the dynamic of the brotherhood or none of that shit. It's just like, okay, well, he feels this way about it, and that's just that. And so that's my whole thing. Like, I can't be friends with a racist because I wear black skin. So we can't get past that point.
Right.
But, like, we disagree, and even if it's something major outside of race, okay, if we have different religions or something, I don't give a fuck if you was a Satanist. Well, you believe in that devilish motherfucker. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But we don't have to talk about that. Right. And people don't focus on the common ground. They don't focus on the things they have in common. They go straight to the shit they disagree with, and then they cancel everything. Like, so that's the only thing that defined that friendship or relationship. That was all it was about. This one disagreement.
Right.
But again, not to sound like a hypocrite, it does depend on what it is. Because if I'm friends with a white person, then, you know, well, a racist motherfucker wouldn't even let me get that close to become friends with them unless they was trying to kill me. Right. But, you know, I'm saying if it's something on the difference of, you know, race, I can disagree with you politically. I've been friends with Republicans before. Yeah. We just don't talk about politics. You know what I'm saying? And when we do talk about politics, it's like, all right, I already know where you stand. Yeah. You already know where I stand. Right. So it's like, we already know where you're not going to convince me. I'm not going to convince you. But we can still chop it up and talk shit like, your party piece of shit. Your party trash as fuck. Oh, your party got a whole bunch of gays and all that shit in it. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, you know what I'm saying? You can chop it up and talk shit like that. Yeah. But you can still have a friendship established. And I think the culture now is just like, we've been bred to hate everybody.
Or not even have a friendship. It could be just respect, mutual respect.
Well, that too, but I'm saying, I'm speaking in terms of if a friendship was already established and then you guys figured out that you disagreed on these major things, and it's like you don't want to tear the friendship apart.
I got you, but I want to at least put this just mutual respect. Take the friendship out, because what people are doing is just they just taking everything off the fucking table and just like go from. Either we agree or fuck you, nigga.
It's 0 to 100, real. It's just that's and that's what I think is causing more of a divide within our society. With people are becoming less tolerant, and I don't think it's something. Now, every man and woman has their standards. There are some things you are just not going to tolerate. Like me, I'm not going to tolerate racism. I'm just not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends on how you mesh well with other people within society. Like, I'm not gonna, in certain places, I'm not gonna go in this country because I know y'all some racist motherfuckers over there. I'm not gonna go over there. I know what to expect if I go over there. Right. I don't need to go over there. It's a whole big ass country. I can go anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? So people just get so caught up in wanting things to be their way. Don't get me wrong. I want things to be my way too, but you have to be realistic about your expectations.
Right.
And that's the problem. And the internet. Don't get me started on the internet. That does not make it any better.
But you know what? I can't even blame the internet as a whole. I just got to blame social media. Social media is a problem for a lot of shit.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean by the internet with social media. That's what I meant by that.
But you know, more recently, I started to divide the two.
Okay.
Because the internet as a whole is a great thing. Social media.
I had to do that. I had to do it.
Social media.
I'm saying, without porn, there'd be more killings in the world than you understand. All that pent up aggression and frustration. It'd be more dangerous shit, man. Porn and relieved a little bit of that pressure in that valve. I'm trying to tell you.
I wish it worked. I wish it
Niggas
worked
got
for a lot of other
sweet
people.
release.
Sometimes that a release can't even help.
Yeah, I know. It's a mental thing.
I differentiate the two because it's like I think social media's just been the bulk of a problem. You know, especially how it evolved into what it is now. It's just much of a problem. But as far as the 50-50 thing, what's our ending on that part?
My ending is that's just some dumbass shit. That's just a dumbass position to have. So you do what you want. You entitled to do. We was just saying about you entitled to do what. That's a stupid ass position to hold, in my opinion. So
That's
do
your
you?
opinion, but I think people do what work for their household, and worry about your own household.
There you go.
Yeah, and I'm gonna end it with, okay, we on the boat. We both could be paddling this bitch. You don't want to do that? You can paddle. Take both of the paddles.
Right. I think it ain't even really about money. It's just about effort. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
I believe so too.
Pull your weight.
Yeah.
And, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it can be depending on what type of mindset you dealing with. You dealing with somebody they got to do it's like crazy.
Yeah.
Like I said, when they had that mindset where it's just like, man, this is way out of left field. That shit ain't happening. Yeah. When you have people who, and that's why I say social media, because social media, a lot of social media got people thinking that this is what's really going on. Like people got $100,000 here and there, when half of these people on the internet is fraud.
Yeah. I don't disagree. All right, brother, we gonna move on, and you can. You brought up that one. I don't I ain't know nothing about that one.
Okay, yeah. Next one is, what do y'all think about this hookup culture? What y'all think about hookup culture? And we incorporate like STDs and STIs in it.
I'm gonna let you take the lead on that one.
I just want to know, like, did
first of all, let me set the stage a little
Yeah,
bit more
yeah.
better.
Because I'm like,
So, my girl gave me this topic to talk about, where she was telling me that I guess this girl that's supposed to be, she came out saying that she got a STD, and she been linked to being cool with Chris Brown and Nick Cannon. Now, not to say that they gave this to her, because I want to make that. I don't know the place that she got that from. I'm not sure if they made it clear or not. If she might not have got that from them.
If we talk about the same person, she had the king of STDs. She had AIDS.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, okay.
And I'm just saying it again. We're not saying that she got this from them. You know what I'm saying? When my girl told me the story, I was like, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because whoever handled that, you got to handle that with a certain way, because you do not want to say that she got this from them in any kind of way.
Yeah.
She could have got it any different way.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. My answer is gonna be relatively short because I'm married and I've been out the game for quite some time. So, hookup culture now is probably drastically different from how it was when I was in the game. So, the only thing I would just say,
explain how it was back then compared to now.
Well, back then, if we're gonna get real, let's get real.
Yeah.
Me Too culture didn't exist back then, and so a lot more things were socially acceptable than they are now. Okay, so I've never been the type to force myself on any woman. Yeah. Okay, but some of my tactics that I may have used back then probably aren't acceptable now. Yeah. And again, I've never forced myself upon a woman because that's a violation of her space.
Well, I'm thinking about with as far as hookup culture, everybody on board with that, right?
Yeah.
What I'm saying about it, everybody's on board with hooking. Like,
everybody's comfortable with, you know what I'm saying? They ain't worried about being labeled a hoe or nothing like that.
Well, that's the thing. That's what I'm getting at as far as, how it was then versus how it is now. And I'm speaking from the dude's perspective because I hear dudes talk about this all the time. Yeah. They don't even want to talk to girls. Not because they gay, but because they like, shit, I don't want to be labeled as this, or, that stuff plays into their psyche. They see this stuff on the internet. They've seen this stuff in the news, and they don't want to be associated or labeled as like, oh, well, this dude's he's a raper. Because I've heard women say this when a man gives his opinion about something on something related to this issue or whatever. I've seen women jump in the comments and like, you sound kind of rapey. That's like a rapist mentality. And I'm thinking, and from my perspective, I'm reading what the dude's saying. I'm thinking, how? That didn't sound rapey to me. That just sounded like he was trying to, get something started, get something going. Like, how are you supposed to initiate? Like, what the fuck are we doing here? How do you even approach a woman anymore? And that's what I'm saying. You talk about hookup culture.
So
I'm
you're
like,
talking about the initial trying to even hook it up. That's what you're talking about, right?
well, when you said hookup culture, that's what came to my mind.
Yeah.
So
So I asked this: do y'all think that they being a little bit too loose with how they hooking up?
yeah, I
I
do.
would say I would agree.
Yeah. I would say yeah. I mean, there's a lot of legs being open.
Yeah, I say
Not just legs,
I say
penises too. Penises go in that vagina.
I say this shit kind of dangerous. I mean,
It's beyond dangerous.
I mean, I guess we got to even think about when we talk about this. We got to think about social standards as far as people. I guess they done doing this sexual liberation thing to where they feel like they can.
I agree.
I can jump and do
I
whatever
agree.
I want
Because
I
you got the polyanish thing, the polygamy thing, all that stuff going on, all these different terms and labels, and all these people, they want to be, it's like that hippie movement
Yeah,
back in the
that's what I'm saying. It's
60s.
like full
Everybody's
circle,
trying to
you
go
know
back
what
to
I'm
that free love thing, that free love movement. That's kind of what it's like.
And what slowed down that movement? AIDS. So it's like full circle, right?
Yes, that's true. Also, like, okay, let's use another example, right? About this guy. Mm-hmm. The guy flew. He flew this girl out, right? Mm-hmm. And he expected that. Hey man, shoot, I'm paying for her food. I'm flying her out. I done paid for her ticket. I'm paying for where she gonna stay, or I might be giving her a place to stay. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming I'm getting something, and she went there. She can't. As soon as she came, he thought he was getting some. I guess she made it clear he wasn't. He dropped her ass back off at the airport, which good thing, good.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be fussing and being physical with no female like that because she didn't want to give you none.
Right.
But at the same time, it's dangerous even on her part. It's dangerous on his part because she will, it's going to be her word against his if she decided to lie, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or she took any type of thing he did a certain way and she just was like, you did this.
Yeah.
It's dangerous for her because you just hopped on a plane. You do not know this nigga like that.
Yeah.
And obviously y'all did not have, y'all wasn't on the same ground because y'all, when it came to that, y'all, it's an issue.
Yeah. I think the hookup culture is more dangerous now for one simple reason. Like you just said, I think it's because of the internet. I think it's because of these dating sites, Tinder, and everything, social media. Both of you are right. You're absolutely right because you got to think back in our day. How did you hook up? It was face to face. Everything was face to face. So when you see face to face, you get the chance to feel this person's energy. You get to feel them out. You get to see how they sound. And all of this.
Only time they didn't do it face to face is when they had them call lines.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm saying on majority back then, it was still mostly face to face.
Facebook was kind of getting started.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
But people use Facebook for something totally different from the start.
Yeah, like when the actual dating sites start coming about. Because I remember back in our day, that shit used to be taboo. Like I remember people clowning folk. Oh, you met this person online? Ugh, who the fuck does that?
Yeah,
like that wasn't a thing back then.
But they do that shit all the time now.
That's the thing, right?
That's all it is.
These girls going out to Dubai and doing some strange for some change.
So and
swipe right.
And I will say, and again, I'm not in the game. I haven't been in the game for quite some time. But what I will say, and I hope my wife don't take this the wrong way, but these past couple days, I've been going out of the house. I've been out doing more stuff and being outside, being around people. And there's something about that physical connection when you're around people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not out here trying to find no woman. I'm just saying it's something about even when we come over here and do this show, we not doing it via Zoom or none of that shit. It's something about when you in the presence of other energies that are not your own.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what
you know,
it is, energy.
Oh, it's just regular human nature because
That's
we
it.
just
That's the kind of creatures we are.
right.
That's
Social
what I'm saying.
beings.
That's it. So I think those signals get crossed and blurred when you start intertwining with the internet stuff, when you start intertwining social media, and then, okay, we're texting each other, text messaging, that's another thing. Yeah, we're texting each other, we're talking to, I'm getting to know this person via text message. That's not getting to know this motherfucker.
We used to roll on the floor and talk. Have your leg up.
Not the roll on the floor, man. Not rolling on the floor.
that
got
nigga
on
just
now.
exposed himself with the caking days. That nigga was caking hard.
Take it hard.
When you rolling on the floor, boy, you is in it. When you playing with the phone cord and your legs up, you in it. You in it.
Take it hard.
That's something these new people won't understand. They don't know nothing about that.
Nah.
That's definitely
Because
from
it is
our
hookup
time.
cord. Y'all go from 0 to 100 fast, man. Slow down.
I can't wait till Kay see this. Can't wait till she see this episode.
Tell her to skip it.
Nah.
You was rolling on the floor, Terry.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell my wife to text her and be like, hey, ask her, did she watch this episode? Yeah. Oh man. But I guess to get my final verdict on this particular topic so we can move on.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. It's more, to me, it's more dangerous now than it's ever been. Even though we've always had the it was STD, then it's STI. We've always had them issues back in the day. But like you said, now when you brought up the other issue about people flying people out, it's way more dangerous.
Yes.
And me having us having daughters and everything, I would never recommend. Yeah, I would tell it to your daughter too, whether mine and yours. I say it to both. Don't ever do it. I don't care if you think you know this dude. Don't be flying out nowhere. Okay? You need to be able to have an escape route. You need people to know where you are, know where you're going. And I don't want to sound creepy, but people need to know where you at and need to know the kind of caliber of dude you're dealing with, because
that ain't creepy at all.
it's just being
somebody
safe.
To know, you need somebody to know your whereabouts so they
Exactly.
figure out how to get to you.
Exactly.
And even let's say even if something end up happening to you, we have a starting point for police to be able to start
Exactly.
investigating. She was last seen, or she was last heard about going to this place with this person.
I better hope y'all find them before I do.
Right.
And that's all I'm gonna say on that.
Right. So I guess my last thing on it is, again, here we go, social media. You know what I mean? Like, especially it's the hooking up part when it comes to flying people. Like, it done open it up where people want to fly somebody from out of, they not dealing with people who is in their vicinity, so they going, oh, I like this, I'm seeing on the internet, I'm gonna fly this girl out. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't hate too much on it, because I met my girlfriend on Twitter. So, but we took our time and we was cautious about getting to know each other, and then taking the time to say, okay, we can meet each other. Let's meet each other.
But I would use your example. I would use y'all example as a model. How I think that's like a template. That's a template for how it should be done, as far as.
And it's also not hooking up. I wouldn't put this. I ain't part of hooking up culture. We just talking. We like, okay, I like you. Like, hey, let's see if we can go somewhere else. Would it take it somewhere else?
Yeah,
exactly.
And what these people was doing, they trying to get together and straight up bang.
Yeah.
And ladies, come on. I mean, y'all got to think.
Straight to it.
Y'all got to think. Y'all be trying to go after these dudes with money, and y'all think they not gonna be expecting things.
Exactly.
Come on. You got to know that they expecting something.
Let's not be naive.
Right. You got to know they expecting something. And don't be like, and I know what the feminist part of them is gonna say. I should go there and have a good time and not having be expected to give up my good.
You're right. You should,
Guess
but that's
what?
not the reality.
Guess what? You got see, and I think sometimes this is where men and women we miss the mark with each other because we think of more logic and they thinking of more like.
Yeah, I don't want to say it, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah, they not thinking logical. They thinking like, but it should be like this, but it's not though.
It's not.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Most people that you know personally, if they want something in return. That's with anybody you know, not even just a dude. Some of your homegirls gonna want something in return. Right. You know what I'm saying? If you do something for them. Or if she, matter of fact, you probably the type person to do it too.
So we're trying something new on the show from now on. So we're gonna introduce this new segment called Hit or Miss. And so if it's a hit, and if it's a miss, damn,
that was loud as fuck.
You gonna get this?
Oh my God, it's better than the first one.
Behind the scenes joke.
Yeah. So for this week's hit or miss segment, it's a little bit of an older topic because we went on for about a month, and it was the comments that Macy Gray made about well, you know better than I do.
Yeah, I think she said something like a man isn't a woman just because he had an operation. So I think she's speaking on the transgender. Transgender woman isn't a woman. And, you know.
So what are your thoughts? Is this a hit or a miss for you? Damn. Would you care to explain?
100% agree.
Okay.
You told that button up.
He ain't pulled no punches on that button.
Put it to work already.
Some things you just can't control. Some things you just can't change.
Okay.
Some things it just is what it is. That's how I feel. I think she's right. I don't think she said nothing wrong.
That's controversial in this day and age.
Yeah?
It is.
What say you, Brother
It
Fly?
is.
I say that's a hit. I agree. I think we kind of trying to blur lines a little bit too much.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like, and to do that is like almost you taking, you just taking away a lot from just. I'm not about to say the cis word.
Yeah.
You just taking a lot from regular born
heterosexual,
just heterosexual born women. When you know say that, I mean, like we said a lot of things about this topic before on this show, and it's just, you know, women have a lot of things, and to be a woman that means, you know, dealing with certain type of moon swings with estrogen and dealing with that time of month and everything like. That's all a part of being a woman. Now, there's gonna be people like, well, just because they have that doesn't mean they're a woman. Yes, that does. Especially when it comes to what's the word? Autonomy. The boy in the body. Anatomy. Sorry. When it comes to anatomy, if we talking about just a regular, natural way things are, you know what I mean, just set up.
Yeah.
That is part of being a woman.
Yeah.
That's part of being a female.
Biology.
Exactly. So
some things you just can't change. I mean, you know.
Well, from the crazy shit that I've been hearing in terms of people have been saying, because they've been trying to redefine the language. And so people have been, I listened to this show a couple weeks back when they were reading the WHO, the World Health Organization's definition for, you know, what's a man or what's a woman. And they were trying to do this critical chemical breakdown of, you know, like you just said, they're trying to blur the lines. And so when you use terms like biologically male or biologically female, you know, they still get offended from that for some of them. You know, I'm not going to say all of them, but some people still get offended by saying that. When I'm like, well, what else am I supposed to say?
Yeah,
because it's like, Well, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, for my verdict, of course it's a head. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm being honest, like, somebody asked the question before, can a man have a baby? Can a man have a baby?
No.
Can a man have a baby?
No,
Okay.
not without a woman.
So when
Not by himself.
can a man give birth to a baby? That's what I meant to ask both
Right.
of y'all.
Right. No.
So when you say no, and I'm in full agreement with you, they have also determined that you are not recognizing transgendered men.
A transgender man can have a baby. A man can't have a baby.
But when you say that a man can't have a baby, they're lumping themselves into that man category because they're saying you're not recognizing them as men.
And that's the part where I'm saying y'all just blurring it too much, and it doesn't have to really be that intricate.
not even that
Like it don't
deep.
gotta be that confusing. It's very easy just to keep it the way it is, where it's like we have heterosexual men and women, and then we have the trans man and woman. That's easy. That's easy. Now, when you trying to say, well, we're trying not to just be trans, we just it.
Yeah, it's just
Let's see.
That's where the lines, that's where we trying to blur the lines at.
Right. And again, I'm in full agreement with you all, but I'm giving their perspective from the things that I've heard them say, and I'm not gonna lie, I got highly upset when I was hearing it because it's like you guys are just trying to redefine the language. You know, it's really like you guys are pulling this shit out of your ass. I understand about challenging social norms. I'm actually all for challenging of social norms because some things need to be challenged and changed. So I don't want to come off as being a hypocrite.
Right.
You know, to a degree. I mean, I am a hypocrite, but only on certain things. But what I'm saying is, but at least I can admit it. Most motherfuckers can't even admit it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, especially with this day and age, everybody's gonna be a hypocrite to everybody. Because we just talked about Cash Dog. She used to think of one way, now she don't. Now they saying she a hypocrite.
Right.
So
But again, trying to change the titles and say, you know, a man is not really a man and a man is just a title and there's no clear-cut definition to man. And you know, they're just trying to reorganize and restructure everything. And it's like, no, I don't subscribe to that because your reality isn't my reality. You may see yourself as a man or a female, but I'm going to see you for what I physically see you as. So just because if you're biologically a dude and you put on a dress and a skirt and all of that and you ain't had your meat removed, to me, you still a man. You see, that's the whole thing. Y'all still walking around with your pickle trying to say you a woman, but you ain't even really went through with the whole thing. I get you, but my whole thing, my whole challenge to them is if you're going to be that, if you really feel like you that, go through with the whole thing.
yeah.
Go get your whole fucking scrotum removed. Go through with the whole shit.
Even if they go through the whole thing, it's not like
I get you. I understand.
It ain't even like you gotta.
I'm gonna have more
get what you're
respect for
saying,
you,
too,
and
yeah.
I'm going to commend you. And if you want me to be honest, I will recognize you publicly. Okay, you feel like you a woman. I'm willing to grant you that. I still don't see you that way, but I'm willing to grant you that because
through
you
with the
went
operation.
through. You are committed to what you really believe. And I can't knock nobody that's 100% committed to what they believe. It's the people that's still walking around with the sausage and sausage links hanging around.
Getting women inmates pregnant.
And that's my whole thing. You still walking around with your meat hanging around.
It's still not.
impregnate women.
It's still not a coochie though.
I get you. And look, listen. I told you I'm in 100% agreeing with you, but I'm just saying for argument's sake, I'm willing to acknowledge you if you're willing to really go through, stand on that shit you believe. Because I'm going to stand on what I believe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't change the fact that you are still biologically a male.
Yeah, I would.
But if you walking around putting on a dress and you know, like the motherfucking swimmer that changed genders because he was getting his ass kicked by men. So you went into the women's competition and then you just start dusting their ass. Like, no, man, I don't recognize that shit. To me, you look like a female. What the fuck about you throwing on a wig and lipstick? You still a dude. And you know, I'm going to be criticized for that. Y'all can hate me. I don't care. That's what it is. As long as we still have free speech, which ain't for too much longer, I'm going to say what I got to say. You know, you don't have to like it. And it goes back to that tolerance thing that we was talking about earlier.
you don't have to like my opinion. You know, and I don't like most of y'all opinions online, but you do what you do. I don't give a fuck. Say what you want. So my final verdict on it is, I agree with Macy Gray. You know, just because you change your parts, don't make you that.
Like we said before, I would like to have a healthy dialogue with.
I would, but they wouldn't want to come here. They wouldn't want to come here because they would. No,
It might be somebody who.
Listen, they wouldn't want to come here because how they see us talking.
Yeah.
And they think that we would attack them if they were actually on the show, but we wouldn't.
You want to understand?
That's the whole thing.
We just said something about this in a couple topics ago.
Yeah.
But I'm not about to sit here and go back and forth with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I got my opinion, and you got yours.
Yeah.
That's it.
So, yeah, well, if everyone's giving their point of view, and I think this was a very successful hit or miss segment, and we will be incorporating it into the show going forward, as along with other segments.
Things,
And we're trying to revamp the show, bring it some new energy, give it a little more spice and flavor.
Absolutely.
You know, put a little bit of in it.
That's right. So,
Jiggle man.
It's the rock.
nope. Anyway. Thanks for tuning in to the Uncultured Roots podcast. Make sure you guys like and subscribe for us on YouTube.
Yep,
Please. It costs you nothing to like and subscribe. Please, we're trying to grow our show.
Cost you nothing at all.
Costs you nothing at all. And
Free 99.
make sure you also
Keep the change.
Hit that bell so you can get alerts when we post new
content.
episodes and content.
And also,
More content besides the podcast gonna be on the way.
Yep.
and make sure you give us a decent rating on the stars for the whatever platform that you're listening to. If you're not watching it on YouTube, anything to help us make the show more visible, help us grow and expand the show, so we can start giving you guys bonus content like behind the scenes actions, a little bit of in our private lives, private conversations, things that we do outside of the show. So we're really just trying to grow and expand the Uncultured Roots brand. And we want you guys to be along for the ride. So you got to help us with that, though.
Yeah. If you fuck with it.
Yeah, if you don't fuck with us, then fuck off. Anyway.
I got a feeling that y'all rock with us. Y'all just be shy. Don't be shy.
Y'all have a safe week out there. And we'll probably be off next week, but we'll be back the week after.
Yeah, I know they like, man, y'all some off ass niggas now.
We got
Y'all niggas stay off now. Come on, y'all just got back.
We got a lot of moving parts. I have a family reunion next weekend, so if I can squeeze in time to come do the show, I'll come do the show. But again, it's a family reunion, so
It's the summertime.
yeah.
Summertime.
And see, I just gave you guys some personal insight. I didn't tell you guys shit I do outside of the show. So there you go, evolution.
You know,
Trying to grow the show.
Speaking of that, man, ever since they canceled Will, I ain't heard Summertime on the radio.
Oh, man, they can't cancel. How you cancel Will, man? He ain't do nothing that crazy.
He just slapped the nigga. Something a lot of other people done done.
He done walked the straight and narrow for 30 years.
He made one slip.
mistake.
He entitled to slap at least one nigga.
Exactly.
Yo, act like he done slapped a dozen white bitches.
All right, we gotta get out of here. Y'all have a safe week. Peace out.
Peace.
Peace.